Hi guys, and welcome back to my vlog. This is my quick trip that I did back in February of this year. We made a quick trip over to Denmark and we visited Copenhagen for about 3 days. We got into the city pretty late that day, so we ended up calling it a night and just staying in because we were so exhausted from traveling. But we did start to venture out the next morning. It's day one in Copenhagen and we're ready to explore the city. So we booked our hotel right by the port side, and this is what it's like everywhere around. And that's our hotel. Because everything was just newly built, it wasn't overly populated in the area, so it was fairly quiet and just very peaceful around there because it was just the lake, and there's a lot of like food stores and coffee shops around, so you can just grab a coffee and walk around. We went to breakfast at Atelier September, which was literally about 5 minutes from our hotel by walk, and it was such amazing food. The pancake and the avocado toast were still one of our top favorites from the trip. We then headed into the central part of the city and just kind of explored the streets there. They had a lot of very like touristy spots, stores, and then this huge kind of like a department store called Magasin Nord, which was just filled with like brands, local brands, and like high-end brands. And then we headed over to Nyhavn, which is like their tourist spot, like their main tourist street. It's basically a little lake that extends throughout the city and some colorful buildings on both sides of it. A lot of tourists were there, and there was a lot of food stores. Every single building had a food store or restaurant, so it was really nice to visit that as well. We then walked over to the Design Museum of Denmark, which honestly, if we had known more about, we probably would not have gone to. It was just a very small little museum with 2 exhibits. They had like a local artist fashion design exhibit going on, and then a grocery stores exhibit going on, which was basically just kind of like the history of the grocery store and some labels and wrappers and bags that they had from like back in the day, so it wasn't really much to see. So the verdict of this restaurant was it was not worth the hype at all. It just truly was not worth the wait, and then the whole experience of it just being a very tiny place, so you were very cooped up and cramped up in the spot, so it was okay for like a one-time visit. We then walked over to Buka, which was highly rated cafe there, and their food was really good. We picked up some pastries, which was really good, and then we ended the night there. Copenhagen day 2 today. Every morning I started it off with a coffee from Original Coffee. It's literally across from our hotel, very convenient, and the quality of their coffee was just something else. I truly enjoyed it. It was about $8 a cup of coffee, but we're on vacation and it doesn't count. We bought these passes right when we landed, and this is what we've been using to get on trains and buses everywhere we go. So convenient. So we've come for breakfast at Anderson Milliards. This is so hyped here. And there's also a wait right outside too, so we're gonna wait in line now. So it took us about 40 minutes to get to this cafe. The coffee was pretty good, but the pastries were absolutely to die for. The quality, the taste, the way that they were made was just perfection. We absolutely recommend going there. We then headed over to the Christiansborg Palace, which was the main palace in the city. The prince or the king, I believe, still currently lives in this palace till this day, so it was a very touristy attraction. We went to go see the changing of the guard, which happens like every day at a certain time. It was about a 15-minute parade. It was very cold and rainy, but it was a great experience to see. After that, we found out that we could actually go inside the palace. They had like a little museum section of it. So we pretty much just bought tickets and went through to kind of explore the history of the museum and the kings and the queens and basically the royal family from back in the day. After we were done at the palace, we pretty much headed straight ahead into the cathedral that was literally across the street from the palace. It was Ash Wednesday that day, so we thought we should pay a visit to church. We then headed over and found some food trucks and had some food, like just a quick snack, and then went back to the hotel and got ready for dinner. It was Valentine's Day that day, so this was our Valentine's Day dinner. We went to Bistro Verde, which was a vegan restaurant, and the food was absolutely amazing. Like, we totally recommend it. So we just finished dinner at a vegan restaurant. It was so good.
It was a really good restaurant.
And now we're just walking back to the bus stop to go back home. So it's officially checkout day. We've already checked out, left our luggages at the hotel, and now we're walking for some breakfast. And it's so rainy and so foggy, but this is just Copenhagen weather. So we found out that there was actually an Anderson and Maillard about 5-minute walk from our hotel. We ended up going there to grab some quick snacks and then walk back to the hotel. This was pretty much the weather in all of Denmark throughout the whole time we were there. We did go back to Original Coffee for one last coffee because I just had to have it. Every single day I was there, I had coffee from them. This was the hotel we stayed at. I highly recommend it. It was very luxurious, very comfortable. The staff there were amazing. We're all ready and we're waiting for our bus now. We're leaving Copenhagen.
Bye-bye, Copenhagen.
It was such a great trip.
We will miss you.
It's more of a place to eat and explore the
Definitely
streets.
For a foodie.
Yeah. Not really somewhere you can actually go see attractions and stuff, but good cold trip. That's our bus stop right there.
Københavns Lufthavn.
Copenhagen Airport.
Bringe alle egne.
This train terminates here. Please leave the train and remember to bring all your personal belongings with you.
Just finished up with duty free, and now we're gonna go get something to eat.
Find something nice and delicious to eat.
We did shopping. We had some time before boarding our flight, so we grabbed some food, some lunch, some coffee, and some pastries. The food in Denmark was always amazing. Everywhere we went, it was just fresh, it was great. And then we headed over to our flight to go back to London, arrived back in London, and we grabbed a cab to go to where our car was parked and pretty much ended our trip there. So thank you for watching my vlog, and I'll see you in the next one.